Back in the shop today. Today we're working on power steering cooler. Let's see what we got. Got the headers in, they look pretty good. I got, where'd it go? Siki makes a line. I don't know if you can, the high pressure line. It comes with all the fittings. I didn't have the correct fitting to install the turn 1 power steering pressure reducer, so hopefully we don't blow up the rack. But the Siki line comes with the fitting that you need for power steering pump, and then it threads onto that and comes down. It's pretty tight, but threads into the rack. And then for my return, I just cut the OEM return, and then it's a 3/8 line. I could go, I think it's, oh man, I can't remember the thread. I have the thread written down, but you can get a barb fitting that'll thread into the rack and turn it into a barb fitting, but I figured that's gonna be kind of harsh of an angle for a rubber hose. So I'm gonna try it this way. Hopefully it doesn't blow the hose off, and it's really close to the header, so I'm gonna have to order some like heat wrap sleeve stuff so it doesn't melt my return line. It's pretty close, but I'm using, it's a Hayden Transsaver Plus. I guess that would be a part number there, but it's pretty cheap. Comes with all the hardware and everything. So we're gonna go return from the rack, and I'm wanting to bolt it in something like that, because I don't really want to block the radiator. So I'll make some brackets or modify the brackets that came with it to fit about there. On the shark nose bumper, there's actually a little hole in the bottom, so it should get plenty of air to cool. And what else? That's pretty much it. That's what we're working on, power steering. I also, this was from an old project, but this is aluminum, and unfortunately I sold my TIG welder, so I'm just gonna drill a hole for now and then push the intake air temp sensor in there. Maybe, I don't know, JB weld it or something. But, so that's gonna go. I wanted to get a longer tube, but I think for now, just to get it going, I'm just gonna run this until, cause I don't even think the hood's gonna fit on the way it sits now. So I'll have to figure that out, but just wanna at least get it started. So that's that. I got this radiator for a long time from a buddy that upgraded, but it fits 240SX, and then both inlet and outlet are on the passenger side, and it's even got the little nipple for the steam vent, but I'm gonna try running without a steam vent, and then I guess if it overheats I'm gonna have to vent it on the back of the motor because I don't have any room up here, obviously. So I think that's pretty much it for now. I'll try and fab some stuff up and we'll go from there. I'll show you the ISR headers. I pulled the steering rack out to get the headers in, so I ordered the solid bushing. Might as well. The racks, the steering linkage is already out, so I'm gonna replace this with a solid bushing. And oh no. So the ISR headers were actually pretty easy to install. Wasn't too bad at all, and they fit perfect. So, and then I got the Y pipe for it, but I've got to weld a bung for a wideband before I install those. Let's see. Then let me get out from under here. Whoa. Got the battery mounted right there. I'm waiting on the circuit breaker so I can install that. Got the ECU kind of where I want it to be. And then my fuse block right next to it for the actual engine. And then as far as headlights and everything, these wires right here, as soon as I get my distribution block in, all these are going to be hooked to 12 volts, and then I'm going to run my own starter circuit off of the stock solenoid. And I can probably do a vlog about that, but I accidentally broke our headlight switch. Whoops. So they're stuck on at all times, so I think I'm gonna pull this whole assembly off, put the headlights, I don't know if I'm gonna do blinkers. I'll just stick my arm out the window or something, I don't know. And then the wiper motor, I'll put all that on a switch. And I'm currently working on building a little, I think it's called a bezel, but I think what I'm gonna do is rivet it in, and then I'll put it, once I install it, I'll figure out what I need to cut out. I'm gonna make a couple of these so you can put gauges in there, you can put switches in there. I can notch this out for a hydro. So pretty easy. I just traced the stock bezel and then just trimmed it from there. As you can see, there's a little tiny gap, but I think if I keep trimming it down, I can tuck it in there and it'll look decent. So yeah, let me get to work. Here's where we're at. Got the return line. I'm gonna button all this up along the frame, but going through that little hole there. And yeah, bracket, and then back to the reservoir. Kind of sketchy and going through that hole. That's obviously a rubbing point, but I think for this season she'll ride. Next year all this will be gone. Now I gotta make the dipstick tube, and it's pretty much, I think that's all I'm gonna get done today. The dipstick tube, put oil in it, make sure nothing leaks. Yep. And then maybe drill the hole for the mass airflow sensor. Alright, wrapping up here. We got the dipstick tube made. I don't know, I'll figure something out, maybe something like that. Then I gotta mark the stick once all the oil's in it and everything's primed. Drilled the hole for the IAT. This pipe's way too short. I need a longer pipe to clear the power steering pump, but just to get it running, The only thing I can't think of, I gotta figure out a way to get some of that debris. I don't want to suck that into the engine. I don't know if you can see that, but I guess if I just got a tap and I tapped it and threaded it in, but for now, just to get it started and a little, an idle tune at least, that might work. So, but that's it for today. Still working on the track footage, and we've got parts coming in for both of the Z's, coils and fluids, and gonna weld another diff. Yeah, other than that, see you later.